Here we go. So welcome again to our Q Sciences overview. But someone sent you this link because of a few different reasons. We're all on here for different reasons. And I never want to assume that you're on here for one reason or the other. But one might be someone just joined and partnered with this company and they're like crazy out of their out of their mind excited, and you just wanted to get them off of your back. So you agreed to jump on. Welcome. Hopefully you won't be too annoyed. Or you have some needs. You have immunity needs, you have energy needs. Maybe your mood has been lowered. Maybe you have not been processing 2020 very well, or just life in general. Let's face it. I think it's so funny how everyone's like, 2020 was such a mess. I think a lot of us were a mess before 2020, but let's face it, we all need supplementation. We all need help, and we're going to talk about that. Or maybe you are somebody that is sitting there going, you know what? I need to diversify my income. I need extra income. Mama needs manicure money. Whatever the case may be, you might be here for that. So my job is to make sure that I take you from not knowing anything about this company and what we do and just giving you some information. I'm not going to be able to give you all the information. You will have more questions after this if I did my job right. And that's a good thing. But my goal is to be able to, if you have interest in the products or the partnership, my goal is to meet with you one-on-one after this, whether it be tomorrow, Friday, whatever, because that's where we really get to be able to talk about the personal issues that, everyone's different. So let's jump into this, shall we? I've been in this industry for, 9 years now. I have 5 teenagers, 4 teenage boys. A moment of silence. Thank you for your prayers. And I can't imagine doing anything else but this, because they're in either rugby or baseball or soccer, or right now they are snowboarding and skiing. I swear probably 4 times a week. So they keep me super busy, and I really do need something that has flexibility in my schedule, something that has extra finances. My husband's a pharmacist, which is great, but nowadays with a family of 7, that just doesn't cut it for us. And then it also gives me the ability to have some adult time, I'll be honest. So I'm going to give you some information about how our company got started, because I think it's really exciting to see who is behind, really who's responsible for where we're at right now. You are listening to an overview on Quintessential Biosciences, and we like to call it Q Sciences. We actually opened our doors in 2012, but what's interesting about this is when we opened our doors, our products, they're nutraceuticals, pharmacy grade supplements that were really geared towards families. And I'll just be honest, the marketing was a little bit geared more towards the older generation, and they were sold out of doctors' offices, chiropractors, general practitioners, psychologists, or psychiatrists, all the different places, and not through direct sales necessarily. It wasn't until 2018 that format changed, and they opened it up to people like me and people like the person that invited you to be able to have our own e-commerce businesses, to where I could sit here in the middle of nowhere, the frozen tundra, where we have more elk than people, but yet still live this lifestyle of camping and fishing and floating the rivers and doing all the things, the outdoor things that we absolutely love to do, but yet still tap into other economies, because nobody moves here because of the economy. Does anybody else live in an area like that, where you live there for a reason, but it's not necessarily a great place to make money? And so it opened it up to people like us. And we are now able to have a global business. We're in 18 or actually 20 countries now. We're focused on Asia this year, which is really, really exciting. We like to be on the cutting edge of technology in the health and wellness sector. We've had a 700% growth since 2017. Now, these 2 men that you see on the slide are incredibly special to my husband and I. We have been with this company. Next year, it will be, or next month, it will be 3 years. And these two gentlemen were the first people that I got to meet and sit down with for about 7 hours with 7 pages of notes. And I grilled these gentlemen because I took it very serious if I was going to come and partner with this company. We live in a small area, so my husband, being a pharmacist, cannot partner with a pharmaceutical or nutraceutical company that's going to put his reputation at line. So you could imagine we had a lot to ask them. And we sat down and got to hear their hearts, got to hear their vision for the company. And we were absolutely blown away. And like I said, that was 3 years ago. I have so much respect for these gentlemen. Jake Spencer has been in this industry for over 15 years. He's a multimillionaire through the field, and now he's taken that experience over onto the corporate side and really applied all of that knowledge to create what he feels like is the best of all the different things he's experienced. Mark Wilson is a 2-time Super Bowl champion quarterback. He was with the Raiders and on the Seahawks, and also did real estate development over in Seattle. This guy has the biggest heart of gold. And I just got to spend a couple weekends ago, I got to spend time at Jake Spencer's lodge and Mark Wilson, and just sit around the fire, my husband and I both, and to hear his heart for families, to hear his heart for his own family, his own wife. He's been married for, I believe, 38 or 42 years. I know those are like really specific, but it's either one of those. But it's cool to see 2 gentlemen that take their wives and their marriages and their kids, their parenting. It's absolutely number one to them, which really trickles down to us, which is why my husband and I aligned ourselves with this company. So we have a full suite of products. I'm not going to have time to go into the products tonight, but I want you to take some time, take a deep breath. We all had a heck of a day today, right? If I were to open the mic and ask you how your day was, I'm sure I would have a full evening of a crazy day for you, for everyone. So I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to think about what is the biggest thing on your mind when it comes to not sleeping, when it comes to the concerns that you have for your family. I know for mine, immunity is huge right now. I want to say the word that starts with a D that ends with shun. I can't make medical claims, but people are struggling with their moods, not wanting to go out in society, not wanting to face their responsibilities. It's huge right now, the way people are processing all of the stress, the political stuff, all of that stuff. So if you were to just take a minute and just think, okay, what's my biggest health concern right now for me or for my family? I'm curious. Just put it in the chat if you feel comfortable. It could just be one word. What's your biggest health concern? Okay. And I don't want anybody else to put things in the chat necessarily except our guests, or in, just one word. I just don't necessarily want you guys to talk back and forth, but I would love to see what is your biggest health concern. We have over 50 products. But I want to concentrate on one product that has changed my life and hundreds of people that I personally know, and thousands of people within the customer base of Q Sciences. Q Core that you see in that bag right there consists of 3 supplements. One is Q Max. This has 36 vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, and it breaks the blood-brain barrier. Now, I'll be honest, my husband has had me on very high quality supplements since he was managing his pharmacy. We had access to get supplements, really good supplements at cost. Supplementation was never an option for us. We always knew that you either pay for your health now with supplementation and exercise and diet and sleeping well, good habits, or you pay for it later with illness and sickness, right? One of the analogies that I always keep in mind is my parents are 75 and 80, and they're on our supplements, but they've also, for the last 20 years, have taken incredible care of their health. They still downhill ski with my kids. They still hike with us. They go kayaking and camping. That's the kind of grandparent I want to be. And then you have like my husband's father, who is 10 years younger and has never taken care of himself, has never really put exercise into his routine, doesn't eat the best, and literally cannot jump on a plane to come see us. So those are things that we really, I think comes down to quality of life. So what is your biggest thing on your mind? Like, what keeps you up? So Q-Max is one of those products. Like I said, it breaks the blood-brain barrier. It helps elevate your mood. It helps stabilize it. No longer do you have that 3 o'clock slump. There's so many different things with mental health that Q-Max is absolutely phenomenal for. It also includes our anti-inflammatory. We all know inflammation is the #1 cause for disease. And then the third one is our probiotic. This is a soil spore covered probiotic. So in other words, it takes it back to how we used to get those little bugs and dirt and things like that, right? And everything is so incredibly washed and cleansed now. We just don't get that in our gut flora anymore. And it's absolutely vital for just good gut health. If you don't have good gut health, your intestines cannot recognize nutrition and absorb it. So it includes those 3 things. We feel like that is the core of what everyone needs. Then from there, you can personalize your products. If you're having night sweats, hot flashes, heavy blood flow, breast tenderness, lack of libido, we have a women's hormonal blend and a men's hormonal blend that takes care of a lot of that stuff. That's called Vitalize, in case you want to ask the person that invited you here. Then you can also add trim, which is it takes your fat and metabolizes it into energy. Love the trim. If you're working out right now and you start taking the trim, your same workout is just going to yield better results. That's pretty fantastic. My absolute favorite besides the Q Core is the sleep spray. I was one of those people that was actually on a prescription to try to get to sleep at night because I have the weight of the world on my shoulders during a certain season in our life. And my girlfriend sent me that sleep spray and I kind of laughed. It's so cute. I doubt it's going to do anything for me. But within the 4th night, I was sleeping through the night and off of my prescription. So these are like, this is what we get to do. We get to be like Santa Claus and help people in these areas that affect everything in their life. How good of a parent are you when you haven't had sleep? How good of a wife are you? How good of an employee are you when you haven't had good sleep? That's a 17 bottle that could fix so many things for you, right? So I want to invite my girlfriend on because that Q Core, she actually came to us because we also have a hemp line. I'm not going to get into our hemp line tonight, but she came to us because she knew a lot about CBD and she heard that ours is one of the top lines, which it is. And so she got on that, but we convinced her to try the Q Core because we believe in it so much. It's our best seller. It's really the staple of our entire business. And her story is pretty phenomenal. So I just want you to sit back and listen to Summer Maxwell's story. Welcome, Summer.
Hi, thank you, Jen. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. My name is Summer and I'm in Las Vegas. I actually was introduced to Q Sciences from a very good friend of mine who saw me struggling and saw me spiraling actually. And I decided to go ahead and join one of these calls and start taking the products pretty much just to shut her up. But life had changed drastically for me and she witnessed it. We've been friends for 16 years. And just over 3 years ago, my family and I were in the largest mass shooting in US history. And we survived it. I guess we say we survived it. We didn't come out injured physically, but mentally, what that did to my family, it was my husband and myself, my 3 teenage daughters at the time, they were 17, 15, and 13. And it was my father's 71st birthday that we were celebrating. It was actually an amazing weekend. And it turned into our worst nightmare. We had to say our goodbyes to each other. We were separated. I found myself actually alone from my husband and my children. And we had to say our goodbyes to each other. Death was was right there. Bear with me. I always think I can make it through the story, okay? And I ended up in a really bad place after that. We went and saw doctors and they tried to put us on pharmaceuticals, and I just didn't want to do that to my children. But I just kind of survived it. It was just living with trauma. And fast forward to the pandemic. The pandemic hit, and my husband lost his job. And we were in a really, really bad place. I was dealing with suicide ideation. I wasn't getting out of bed. I wasn't being a good mother, and I wasn't being a good wife. And it was a really, really rough time. And I got on one of these calls, and I went ahead and I just agreed to taking the hemp line and just to shut my friend up. And they talked to me about taking this Q-Core. And so I just did it so that way I wouldn't be asked to be on any more of these calls. And what happened after that was life-changing for myself and my entire family. My husband, my children, my parents are now on this. It changed my life completely. I found myself just about 4 days after starting to take, the hemp line started working immediately, but once I started on the core, it was about 4 days for me that I started seeing that I was jumping out of bed and I was smiling, and I wasn't jumping out of bed to get a cocktail, because that's really where I was at. And 2 weeks later, I realized how much I was showing up. My husband was coming home. He was dancing as he was walking through the door. And from then on, it's just continuously been such a life changer for me. We still have issues. We still have our day-to-day life that we deal with. I just know how to deal with it now better. On top of the fact that not only were the products amazing, but the level of support that I've received, I did decide that I was going to partner with the company at that point. There was no way that I couldn't share this with those that I love and anyone that was struggling. And then I just realized, it wasn't just the products itself, it was the support that I was receiving from the community, from Q. And it's just been such a life changer for me. So thank you guys for letting me share that. But it's been definitely so worth it. I don't know what I can't imagine life without this any longer.
Summer, thank you so much. I know that doesn't get any easier to share. And we do have a longer version of her getting into some of the details if anybody wants to know a little bit more about that journey that she walked through. But it's been such a blessing, I know, for me, and I know a lot of the people on the team, to watch. And Summer's brought in her girlfriend, Wendy, who too has gone through a lot of traumatic things this last couple of years. And we never say a pill's going to fix everything. That's not what it is. But when you are struggling to even get your head above the clouds to handle the PTSD, to handle the grief, to be able to handle whatever it is, it's such a huge blessing. So I appreciate that, Summer. And Summer just got to executive, which I'll tell you guys a little bit about that in our compensation plan, but that was just an unexpected thing for her of like, I cannot not share this with everyone I know. She's like on this crazy mission. And I think that's what happens when you can't really feel the high unless you've felt the depth of the low. It just makes that big of a difference with your conviction on what the products have done for you. And I felt the same way with the sleep spray, is when you have not slept for years and you finally have something, because let's face it, a prescription, you don't really feel rested. It may have knocked you out, but you never wake up feeling, wow, that was a great night's sleep. And so to have a great night's sleep, same kind of thing. You just feel like you want to shout it from the rooftops. So Summer, I'm just so proud of all of your success here and everything that you're doing and everything, all the goals that you have for this coming year. It's really exciting. So one thing we recognized is how mental health is affecting younger and younger and younger and younger ages, especially right now. I don't even need to mention the school situation with kids and things like that, but their parents are stressed out. Like I said, we have 5 kids, we see it. And so we actually launched into offering a kids version of this Kids Core. And it's so special, you guys. They've taken everything that the growing kid's brain needs, and they also added some anti-inflammatory properties. They've added some probiotic stuff, and it's in this fun little powdered, little tiny scooper that they can personalize ages. I believe it's like 1 to 4, something like that, and then 5 to 8, 8 to 13, something like 9 to 13. And they can do 1 scooper or 2 scoops or 3 scoops. They can just mix it in water and down it, or they can put it in yogurt, but they get to be a part of a kids club where they track their success. My son just got a box from Q today because he turned in 4 full weeks of taking his Kids Core, and they sent him a little gift. So it just empowers him to take control of his health as well. And he feels the difference. I wanted to show you guys, I'm going to stop sharing this real quick. This is what the Q Core looks like. It's these little packages. You have your morning and you have your evening. If you guys are busy like me, which I don't know anybody that's not busy, it makes it so easy to just throw them into your purse and you just have them right here. Again, it includes all 3 supplements. Now you are listening to this when Q is in a developmental, like we are growing. So I just got word that these are going to be connected so that when you grab them, you just grab that connected one and they perforate down the middle. So that's kind of exciting too. So we're always inventing and innovating and all that good stuff. So let's go back to this and close this up, you guys. A couple of things about, so those are our products. Again, we have so many different products. Now to become an ambassador, this is for the people that are like, you know what? I know so many people that could use better, more energy. I know so many people that want to lose weight or they want a tool to help them lose weight. We have a phenomenal tool called the QFit app that basically gives you a meal plan. It gives you workout programs. It tracks it all on the app. It is so easy to use. So we have that option along with the trim, and there's just meal replacement shakes. I could go on and on, but if that's something where you're like, wow, I know so many people that could use this, then to become an ambassador and have your own e-commerce business, it's $40. Woo! Like big, crazy investment. And then with that, you get your website, you have everything set up for you. You also get to now build a customer base and get commissions on that, which is kind of exciting. You also get referral income for bringing other people into the business with you and teaching them how to start their business as well. And you can see the potential that we have there. I'm not going to go through all of that right there. But literally you get people to have 3 orders and you've already made the first bonus. You've already made that first rank. You get people to make 6 orders and you're now at the 2nd rank. 15 orders, you're at the 3rd rank, which actually would be a $625 bonus right now, in addition to a $250 monthly income. So you're looking at almost $1,000 within your first 30 days. I say don't wait for the stimulus check. I say create your own stimulus check. Just saying. So the 4th way is also our financial freedom movement. This is where every single person that joins with that number 1, that $40 enrollment, they get a free financial coach. Why is this so important? If we only knew the statistics of how many people, especially here in the US, have an emergency savings saved up of even 3 to 6 months. They really say we should have 6 to 9 months. But how many people do you know that even have 3 to 6 months saved up? That's what our financial freedom movement does. It's a free financial coach. I actually just pulled up, they helped me start an IRA when I first got started. I have almost $12,000 in there that they have contributed to. I haven't contributed one dime to it. And so that is, we do that instead of a fancy car bonus because we think savings is sexy. You know, if you haven't realized how important savings is after 2020, then we probably should talk. So it's kind of exciting to be a part of that culture where we put family first, we put savings first, we put health first, Are you taking care of these things? Because I personally feel like after seeing what happened last year, these are these things, if you have a good community surrounding you, really encouraging you to lift the lid, these are the things that are going to separate the people that are going to make it from the people that don't. It's so, so important. So when you join, again, you get that community. We train you every step of the way. You don't have to do this full time. Most people actually work full time and they do this on the nights and the weekends. We basically give you everything in your fingertips to create an income here. And it can be whatever degree you want to. It doesn't have to be full time. It could be $200 a month, something like that. So anyway, I'm really excited for you to hear about it. Now the ball's in your court. Is this something that interests you? Is this something that you want to try out? I say give the product 90 days if you're looking at it from a customer standpoint. Our bodies need consistency. Your body needs to be able to get rid of the toxins it has. And it needs an opportunity to start fresh with these new nutrients that are going to be new to its body. So I highly suggest getting started on that preferred customer program. You get the same price that we do as ambassadors. So there's no point in joining the business if you don't want to earn any money or do the business with us. Now, if you do want to do the business, I would really love to talk to you. So if you would give permission to the person that invited you here and make sure they text me, we can have a talk. It can be tomorrow, it can be Friday. And we can just chat about whether this, realistically is a good fit for you. And I'm very honest. I will tell people, if this is something that, what do they want to get out of it? How much time are they willing to put into it? And what does that realistically look like? So you guys, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day this Tuesday evening. I really appreciate it. And again, I want to be the first person to welcome you. I can't wait to hear your testimony on the product that you choose. And I really can't wait to meet those of you that are going to look further into the partnership aspect of it. So I am going to stick on with two ladies that we're meeting with, so I might be kicking the rest of you off. So you guys have a great evening tonight. Bye-bye.